Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Bombshell. My vision has been confirmed. One of my visions by Malaya's half-sister, Haley. Welcome in to Motive.Means.Opportunity. If you're new here, do all the YouTubey things. And if you're returning, thank you. But man, oh man, oh man. All of my visions, all of the details that I gave the RCMP back in May are coming out through family members and being validated. Yet another one. If you recall, I had a vision, what looked to be Daniel's brother, Logan, running into their trailer, slamming the door open, and confronting Malaya in the kitchen over rugs, drugs, and apparently accusing her of stealing money or rugs. That was the triggered fight that led to her being afraid and leaving the property. And by the way, Malaya, if you're watching my channel, please reach out to me or Haley. I have been defending you since the very get-go, contrary to public opinion. Although some people seem to be shifting their opinions, not everybody. And I have been telling the RCMP that since the beginning. Late last night, I wrote the officer that I've been dealing with an email of all the things that I told them long before the family came out to speak publicly on social media have been validated by the family members. I'm on the right track with this case. So the vision I had led to me believing there was rugs in the house, that mom, Daniel's mom, and Logan's mom, Janie, was concealing and had some sort of a rug business going on. And then we learn that Janie refused searching of her RV and trailer. Very interesting. Now listen to this clip. This is a channel that is relatively new, although she's doing incredible work. Hidden in the Fog, I think it's called. Please go check her out. She's been interviewing family members, and Malaya's half-sister Haley was there during one of these fights that I told you about. So she gives us a little bit of information here. Listen up. This is very, very interesting.
The blanket taken back to Malaya, who basically identified and said, yes, that looks like it could be Lily's blanket. Oh, here she comes. Good. It's much better if somebody who was there actually. Welcome, Haley.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah, so just touching on the subject of the blanket, I've kept pretty quiet. I have a son of my own, right? Lily and Jack are my niece and nephew. But yeah, the subject of the blanket, it was found on a tree branch on Lansdowne Station Road in the evening of day one. Okay. It was used, or the other part of the blanket was used for a window or a door at the home, and it was thrown out. And this one just ended up on a tree, I guess. But yeah.
Interesting. And so you guys, I understand one of you took a photograph of the blanket and took it back to Malaya for identification?
Yes, Hayden and I did. Yeah.
Okay. And then she said, yeah, it is. And so you called the police who went and, I guess, collected it?
Yeah, no, the police were already down searching that area, but it was in such an open spot that cops were already down there and it wasn't seen earlier on. So it's just all a little mysterious, you know?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So was search and rescue in that area?
I don't believe on day one, right down there right away. So I was there from the get-go of when everything started. But yeah, so I don't know how it was missed because it was right on like the start of like a logging road or ATV trail right by the main Lansdowne Station Road, the dirt road. But yeah.
Okay, all right. And the other half, right, was found in the garbage.
I believe so. I wasn't back at the house for that to know that, but that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, that's what Logan said. And yeah, so
Which is really peculiar, right? Like, how, if the blanket was put in the garbage, how did it get out of the garbage and half of it get into a tree, right?
and I mean quite a ways down the road, like down the paved road from where they lived, up a dirt road, a good at least mile or two. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a head scratcher for anybody, right? Kat is asking, how are you and how is Malaya doing?
Things are, well, you know, everything's touch and go. The subject is very touchy for family. Malaya's trying to live somewhat of a normal life.
Hence my comment where I said I thought she was at the beach because you can see her hair is actually longer pinned up in this interview. And to give the woman a break, you cannot. We don't know what she's dealing with in the background. And if my theory is correct, which is starting to really prove to be validated with all of these facts coming out that I've said, that are validating what I said before the facts have been coming out, and exactly the things I've told the RCMP, the woman needs a little bit of normalcy once in a while. She'll go stir crazy. So I don't fault her for wanting to take a day at the beach. And this sounds like Haley's asking people to give her a little bit of a break regarding that here.
She shouldn't be expected to sit in the house and be miserable. She can have a life too, right? She just, we don't know what happened. I only know from what I was told. I obviously wasn't there when the kids went missing, but she deserves to not be ridiculed as well, right?
Malaya, if you're watching me and you've been listening to me, you know I've been an advocate of yours from the get-go. Unlike other people who have, jumped the bandwagon, if you want to reach out to me, I'm willing to help you in any way I can.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm not sticking up for anybody in the situation. I know as much as everybody else about what had happened with the children, right? So
yeah. I mean, it's a tragedy. And I think that what adds to it is the time that has gone on, right? That just simply adds to the stress. I mean, if the police would figure out or could figure out what happened, and Lily and Jack could be found, it would give people a sense of at least everybody would know what happened, right?
well, yeah, it's to the point where it's 2 months too long as family. Like we're hurting over this. Like it's a lot. And I mean, there's been a lot of things going around that's very much misinformation. Like people are just wild in the Facebook groups. I've stayed quiet.
Thank you, Haley. Thank you.
Like I'm in them, but I stay quiet because I have a son at home that I still need to keep life normal for him, right? But people are starting to figure out who I am, how I'm connected. So I figured, I would give my peace of mind and what I know because people are starting to message and ask. But, I do just want to touch on a subject though.
Absolutely.
The family altercation that happened in the driveway. I was there for that. So there's a big piece that Logan has left out and I'm ready to share that.
A big piece that Logan has left out. And my vision, I said, was Logan.
because we all know and have not said anything, but it's a very crucial point that they seem to be skipping over.
It's a very crucial point that they seem to be skipping over. Yeah, it's the starting place on why this all went down. Convenient, Logan and Daniel aren't sharing about it. And convenient, Janie would not let them search her RV.
So this was just before the briefing, if I can remember quite right here. We were all in the house and Dan was in the bathroom. And when I say we, I'm talking about my sister-in-law, her sister, Malaya's mother.
Daniel was in the bathroom.
My partner. And we were all in the kitchen and we heard like things rustling around in the bathroom. We're like, what the hell? So my stepmom went and knocked on the door and was like, Dan, what's going on? Are you all right? Anyway, my sister-in-law went in and said she needed to use the bathroom. So he came out and he's kind of like hovering.
Haley,
and
sorry, Haley. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but just because my mind's sort of going crazy with trying to figure out and keep people straight. Who is your sister-in-law?
So Shelby, Cheryl said I was her sister-in-law. It's like confusing, but Shelby's with my brother. She's my sister-in-law, and Cheryl is Shelby's sister. So
okay,
yeah.
all right, okay. Just to get it straight as to who we're talking about, so that people in chat sort of know. Anyway, go ahead.
So like he was wrestling some things around in the bathroom. And we went in to kind of investigate after him. And there was drugs. Drugs was involved, and that's what fueled the family altercation in the driveway. And I'll be the one to say that because I got so freaking mad after this was found out, because then I said to him, I said, that's exactly why you're acting the way you are, running around like a madman, acting like you're doing everything and everybody's just sitting back, like relaxing. Like nobody was, but nobody was running around like a chicken with their head cut off because we weren't on drugs. Do you know what I mean? But that's
so Daniel was caught doing drugs in the bathroom. And wait till you listen to the type of drugs. I think she's about to tell us.
That's what the altercation was, because I was like, I confronted his family. It was actually me. And I said, what the hell, guys? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is that involved? My sister broke down and she admitted that he's been on it for 2 years or so. And yeah, so they all got very, very mad when that came about. And they all kind of said, you know what? We already knew that. Well, if you knew that, why the hell is there children in a home with somebody like that? Like, why aren't you protecting the kids that way?
Is this something that CPS was looking into? Hence why Janie is not allowed to see any of her grandkids? Just very curious.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the big piece that Logan and whoever else, this Darren guy that is related to Malaya's side, I mean, he's just spewing a bunch of stuff that's...
Oh, sure he is. Yes, he is. She's spewing a bunch of poo-poo.
Not 100%.
Yeah.
So,
well, none of his stuff can be verified. So just remind me, when did this altercation break out? That was on the Saturday, right?
Yeah, that was just as Malaya was going down to the press conference. Yeah. So Malaya broke at the end of the driveway. She was crying and I was like, like, what's going on? And she wouldn't talk. And I looked at her and I said, now's the time to talk. Like, you fucking talking. Like, what's going on? And she broke down, and that's what it came about, that he was doing meth.
Doing meth. That he was doing meth. That Daniel has been doing meth for 2 years. Meth. Not pot. Meth. I said there was hardcore drugs in that house, that Janie had a rug business, and we find out Janie wouldn't let them search their trailer, and Daniel's been doing meth. Y'all, I said it before it came out. The altercation and the vision that I had are different timelines, I believe, but maybe not. The way visions happen is just to give you the information. They've accused Malaya. They're coming after Malaya regarding the rugs. Was she speaking out to CPS regarding the rugs?
So
Okay.
that fueled the family fight that there was.
Also, I said she was planning on leaving Daniel long before this. Is it around the rugs?
And I mean, yes, Janie or whatever her name was did go at Cheryl. Logan was trying to fight everybody in the driveway. They kicked us off the property.
Wow. So Janie and Logan started a fist fight altercation with everybody in the driveway. Yeah, you're classy, Janie. You're a classy grandma.
Because we found out something that nobody was supposed to find out, right?
Okay. So this was on the Saturday evening.
Yeah, just before Malaya had left. Malaya planned to, the baby was going to go with Logan. There was a lot of kind of give me the baby, I'm taking the baby.
Ah, yes, yes. Yes, we didn't want Jack and Lily around because they weren't of our heritage and natural DNA, but we definitely want Meadow because she's our DNA. Fighting around the baby, and then Malaya, see all these people. She left the search without knowing the facts. Yeah, she took her baby and ran the heck out of there. Good for you, Malaya.
And then, oh, you can come too. And it was kind of Malaya, I spoke to her and I was like, why don't you go with your mom? She wasn't made to go with her mom. As her sister, I could see what was right and what was wrong in that moment. And they were trying to persuade her to stay with the baby. And I told her that she really needs to sit and think what's best for her and the baby at this time. And she ended up going with her mom. And that was willingly. It was nobody talking her in to go. I'm just like, you have a home. You'll be treated right. There'll be food.
And there won't be meth. There won't be meth hiding in grandma's counter cupboard in her RV with a stoned up dad.
Love, you know what I mean?
So
I do gotta jump off. I have some things to do, but I'll catch you later if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. There you have it. Yet again, something I said has come out, validated by Hidden in the Fog and her interview with Malaya's sister. Once again, Malaya, if you need help, reach out. Love and light, everybody.